Greetings and welcome to today's session where I will be going through the recent paper that has been done by the senior 4 candidates in ICT paper 2. So here it has 2 items, and item 1 is saying that your aunt is the director of studies, that is the DOS of Moro School. Part of her work is to organize results of O-level students according to the different categories of performance. She is supposed to use a computer to produce reports that will help the school management to make the following important decisions. All learners whose average score is 70 and above get a special recognition. Roman 2, the best 2 students appear on the head teacher's list of frame and each gets Ugandan shillings 10,000. Roman 3, the average score of the students on the head teacher's list must be represented graphically for easy understanding and use. Your aunt, however, has limited knowledge of using a computer. She has approached you for your help and given you the results in the students in the file student support1.xl. So let's look at that. Open support files, item 1. This is the file support 1. After looking at that support, then go to the task. Make a report that your aunt will submit to the school management for decision making. So I want us to base on these Romans as we approach our task. So to begin with, we are going to create a folder. So I'm going to create a folder in my names and personal number. So after creating a folder in my names and personal number 004, I open. Inside, I create a folder for item 1. I can also create a folder for item 2. Then I got the support files, item 1. I copy this support. I go in my working folder, item 1. I paste it there. So the responses that I'm going to give in this video, they are my own responses according to the scenario and the task given. So from here, we can rename this. For example, we call it Moro School Academic Data. So I open. So after opening it from my folder, we can add a new column for average. Then we calculate average, which is equal signs average, open brackets. We can highlight these two, close brackets, enter. So here we have gotten our average. We can now autofill, save changes. Then we can copy this data and put it on sheet 2. We perform at least the following. So we are going to at least filter those members who have 70 and above. So here we are going to filter those members who have 70 and above. We can highlight the column for average. We come to sort and filter. We click on filter. After clicking on filter, then using this icon, you click on it, come to number filters and choose greater or equal to. So we put 70 and click OK. So after doing that, that means that we have gotten those who are above 70. Then the best 2 students appear on the teacher's list frame and each gets 10,000. So here, that means that we are going to sort those who are the best to appear on top. So we can highlight their average mark here. We highlight average mark. After highlighting average mark, we go back to sort and filter. Then we can say largest to smallest. So we expand the selection like that. So you can see the top 2 are the ones who are the best. The first one has 85.5 followed by 82. So now we can put a recognition column, recognition And then under recognition, we can give a comment or a remark in form of the amount. We can say equal signs if average, equal signs, open brackets, if average is greater, for example, equal to 82, comma, open quotes, 10,000, close quotes, comma, open quotes, close brackets. Enter. So these ones, when you drag and drop, so these ones have a recognition of 10,000. So we can highlight our work. We put the grids. Then after, we are going to create a graph of those who are the best. So we can choose name. So we highlight name and their average like this. We go to insert, column. We can pick, for example, this one. We can move this on its own sheet. Then here, new sheet, we can say column graph. We click OK. So here we can come to a quick layout 9. We put the title, for example here, a column graph showing best 2 students. Then here, this is average mark. So we can press enter. We click here, average mark. So these are marks. Then we click here, these are names. Enter. So this is our chart. Then we can come to sheet 1, this one. We can rename it as, let's say, your first name, or you can call it average computed. Then I can come to this sheet 2. We can say above 70, above equal to 70. That is the sheet. Even computed, we can highlight. We put our grids. We put headers and footers. So we can go to insert, header and footers. Put a footer of your names. Then go to footer. Put your personal number. Go back to header. You can even highlight your titles. You put some background color. You save changes. We go to above chart. Go to insert, headers and footers. So here we can put, for example, our personal number. In the footer, we put our names. Go back to header. We can also highlight our work. We put a design. Also this one, these two. We can come to conditional formatting under color schemes. One would put such schemes to show that these are the outstanding members at best. Even here, we can put any color to show that these are the best. So we save changes, go to the column graph, go to insert, header and footers, custom header, put your names, then click OK. Go to footer, put your personal number. Then we click OK, click OK. So we are done with our Excel. We save changes. As we continue to the question, one would also create a database. So I can go to Access, I create Moro database. I open it. Then from here, enable content, go to external data, new data source, Excel. From the desktop, so we click desktop. In my folder, Kakuru Benard, Item One, Moro Excel. Click OK. Then we can choose, for example, average computed as our first sheet. Then we click next. First rows contain column headings. Yes. Click next. next, add that primary key, next. So we can call this one, for example, students. Then we finish. So here we have our data. We can take it to design view and do some, for example, these are numbers. Sex is also okay. So these ones are okay. So instead we can now reduce our column headings, our fields, so that data is fitting there well, like that. We save changes. So I would like us to create at least a query by query wizard. Okay, we can create a query, and in this query we filter out, for example, those who have 70 and above. 70 and above. We modify, finish. So criteria under average, we can say greater equal to 70. So run your query. These are the ones with 70 and above. Save changes. We can even use this query to filter out the best students. So 70 and above, I want us to create query wizard, click OK, pick from 70 and above, next, next, next. We can say best two performers, best two performers, modify, finish. For example, in Excel, under average, we saw that those who were best, we can say greater, for example, greater 82. We run. So these are our best two students. We can save changes. Now one can create a form. For example, create a form from 70 and above, take all fields, next, next. So this form, one can even make it a tabular one, next, 70 and above, form, finish. So this form, we can put it in design view and modify where the hash are. So I can reduce the sex field, something like that. Class can also be reduced up to that level. English can be brought there. We have math, can also be brought backwards. And then finally average, something like this. So one would put a footer, a color. For example, I put that color. Even I come here, I put my background color. For example, there, I can put date and time. Click OK. I put a foot of my names in my form. This is Kakuru Benard 004. So we are almost done with this database. So one would even reduce these columns a bit, the records, save changes, click view, form view. So this is our form of the best of those who are having 70 and above with our footer. Then lastly, we can also create a report of the best two students. So we create a report from the query best two performers. Next, 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 best performers report. We finish. So this report also we need to modify it, close, reduce the fields like the sex field, reduce the class field a bit, bring English behind, followed by math, followed by average. So here we can also put our background color. Same here, a background color. Same here, a background color. We can put a footer. Here, pick a label, put a footer. of your names and personal number. Save changes, click view, report view. So here we are done with our report of the 2 best performers. We close. Now, I want us to use Microsoft Word to create a final report. Microsoft Word document, we can call it Moro School report. So we open our report, and in this report, we are going to be creative and add some data the way we have generated it. So in this kind of report, we can give it a title. I can say, for example, I can put a header, or here we start Moro School Academic Report 2024. So this title, we can put it to center, we can expand its font size, can give, yes, something like that. Then after, we can have at least Moro School Academic Report. Then we can say date, for example, we go to insert, date and time, then Tuesday, click OK. You can click this date, put it to the right, for example. So this, we can now even change font style, Times New Roman, let's say size 14. Then we proceed. So here we can say Director of Studies report. So with this, we can even say Director of Studies report. Then this can be centered, font size increased a bit, bolded, we can even underline it. So here let's start. We can have, for example, maybe section 1. Section 1, we can have, for example, special recognition. Under special recognition, we are going to say, for example, students who scored an average of 70 and above deserve special recognition. Yes, something like that. E.g., we can come to our access. So this access, we have our students who are above this. One would copy this data, Control A, Control C. You come here and paste. These are our students who have 70 and above. They are here. So these are the ones who deserve special recognition. Then below here, we can have section 2. For section 2, we can say head teachers. This is head teachers list. So with head teachers list, we can say something like the head teachers list of top performers. The head teachers list of top performers. The head teachers list of top performers. Then from here we can say that the following are the top 2 students along with their rewards, of Uganda Shillings 10,000. So here we can open our Excel. For example, we open our Excel. Then we go to above 70. We highlight these ones, copy. Then we come to our Word document, we paste. So after doing that, we can now go to maybe section 3. Section 3, where we are looking at maybe graphical representation. So under graphical representation, we can now insert a graph. So still in Excel, we come to column graph, copy, come to your Word, paste. So this is our graph. We can even reduce its size, something like that. Even this kind of table, we can quickly do some simple designs. For example, that kind of design. Then this is our graphical presentation. Then finally, one would also talk about maybe this is section 4. Under section 4, we can have conclusion. And in conclusion, we can say that we can have, for example, 1. This is maybe 4.1. Summary of performance. And we say that, for example, when you look at these students here, these are 28 students. Yes. So we can say that a total of 28 students, a total of 28 students were assessed in the report, full stop. Of these, 7 students achieved an average of 70 and above. And 70 and above may be earning special, sorry about that, earning special recognition of their academic performance. So this one is done. We can even have maybe 4.2, where we are looking at head teachers list. So here we can say that the best performing students, comma, of the two where we have Ofono, and Kalanda, with scores 85.5 and 82.2, with scores 85.5 and 82.2 respectively on the teachers list, comma, each will receive 10,000 Ugandan shillings, full stop. Then lastly, we can have 4.3, where we are looking at a recommendation. So under recommendation, we are saying that it is recommended that the school continues with the special recognition program as a way to motivate students. So here at least we have had summary. This is our report generally. So we can say report compiled by Kakuru Benard. Report compiled by Kakuru Benard 004. So this is almost done. Let's do some editing. For example, section 1, we had special recognition. We can make it a heading. And in this special recognition, we can have students with special recognition. So a subtitle, students with special recognition. Yes, this one can be heading 2, for example. Then below here, this is heading 1. Then this is heading 2. We are trying to use different features. This is heading 1. We have had a graphical representation, so we can expand it a bit. Conclusion was heading 1. Then we have this summary. This one is at least heading 2. This is also heading 2. This is also heading 2. So I've tried to put at least we have put our headings in our report. Make it Times New Roman, for example, font size 14. We can make our work justified. So this is our report at least. It is showing what we are supposed to present finally. I save changes, and here we have almost achieved what we are supposed to do as regarding the task. So make a report that to your aunt will submit the school management for decision making. So here our task is done. Our folder has the 3 applications. A learner would also use only 2 applications, that is Word and Excel. You create Excel and you do the calculations, filter out all that, then after create a Word document with this kind of information. So we can end by putting page numbers in our work. For example, bottom of page, we can put some page numbers so that our document is well numbered. Someone else would even put table of contents because we have generated headers and we have generated headings. So we save changes and close our work. So you remember, while we are marking this item, the following must have been achieved. So briefly, the following must have been achieved in your work, including the following. So 1, we are looking at, while you are attempting item 1, we are seeing that you must have manipulated data using different application programs. Have you done data entry? For example, in our data entry, you have seen us entering data in Access, entering data in Microsoft Word. Also, copying work from sheet 1, sheet 2 is also data entry. You have seen tables in our work. Editing, we have edited the existing support files by adding average. Formatting, you have seen how we made our report well formatted with headings, with tables, with graphs. You have seen Excel, we added a background color in our headings and some also color schemes. Relevant use of application tools, you have seen we have achieved that. We have represented our data graphically, and finally our work is in soft copy. Then we are supposed to do the printing. So that means that if you are to print, you open your Word, you click File, Print or Control P. When you go to print, pick, for example, A4, and then here the work will be printed. So you click on Print, your work should come out. If you want, add headers and footers on your work. Then after, go to Excel. Make sure that before you print, the work fits on paper and not overflowing. Control P. So here we can come and choose either portrait. Portrait is okay. Then A4. The work will fit there. It has our headers and footers. Then after print, go to graph. Control P. Choose orientation or portrait. Then after, you choose A4. Then print. More to that, go to above 70, Control P, A4, then orientation can be portrait, okay, print. So we are done with our work. Go to Access, open the table. So go to Students, click File, Print, Preview. So from here, the work can fit there up to average, print, okay. Do the same for the queries. Control P or click File, Print. Okay. Go to your form. Control P. Okay. Go to your report. Control P. Okay. So from here, we are now going to attempt item 2. So item 2 is telling us that we make, item 2 is saying technology is essential for development. However, it can have negative effects on the environment if not properly used. Yes, if not properly used. The local council LC committee of your village has noticed some of the effects and has therefore planned a workshop to educate its community on how to protect the environment while using technology. The committee has decided to organize the workshop at the community hall. Your brother, the secretary for mobilization of the committee, has been tasked with creating awareness document for distribution to the community. However, he lacks ICT knowledge to carry out the tasks and has contacted you for help. Design and produce an offline document that will clearly communicate to the members of the community for the workshop. So this kind of task, an offline document, one would think of creating a brochure, another one can think of creating a flyer. So there are many offline documents. One can even think of creating a newsletter for awareness, etc, etc. So for this case, let's create a brochure or a flyer. So I'm going to create a brochure for awareness. Let's get started. One would first open the support files, then you open item 2 support file. We can see it is in a Word document. So one would save these images in the folder of item 2, or you simply copy and paste your images as you work. For example, here I can right click, save picture as, then I select desktop, my working folder, item 2. I can call it picture 1, I save. I click on this one, right click, save picture as, in my folder, picture 2, save. This one, right click, save picture as, item 2, save. Even this one, right click, save picture as, I put it there. So here I've saved the images from this support file into my working folder. So when you look at my working folder, you will find that under item 2, I have the images saved. Or I can also copy this item, this support file, I paste it in my folder, then I open, I keep copying and pasting. So here in my item 2 folder, I will right click, I go to new, Then I choose Microsoft Publisher document, and I can call this one a brochure. I open my brochure. I click page design. I'm going to use a template, or I can design from scratch. So I go change template. I click home. Then I say brochure. Then here I click any design that I can use to ensure that I bring an outstanding publication. So for example, this, I double click on it. This is what I'm going to use in designing. So for example, before you start designing, you must do the planning, the content you are going to involve in your publication. You generate some content. You can do a skeleton planning on your answer sheet and all that, or on your question paper. So here I'm going to use this template to design an outstanding brochure. So for example, here I'm going to have the name of my business. So for example, here is the skeleton of my work. My company is called Cabs Eco-Friendly Tech, which I can put here as this is Cabs Eco-Friendly Tech. And here I can put my contacts. Let's say +256 7756 107 62. I continue, then business tagline or motto, and my motto, I'm saying that this one is technology for development, protecting our environment according to the theme. So I put my motto here. So here is our motto. It stands there. Then from here, I need to insert some images. For example, here, this, I'm going to change this. So I click on this image. Then I come to shape fill, shape format, shape fill, picture. Then I go to my desktop. That is in my folder. That is desktop, Kakuru Benard, item 2. Then I pick, for example, this one to act as my logo, something like that. So I've put a logo. I've put a logo in my work, something like that. Or even here, instead of this, I can come here, remove. I can remove this completely. I insert a picture from desktop, support files, in my folder, item 2. I pick an image, so I put it around here. So this, under these shapes, you can choose how best you can modify it. So the business name, we have seen that this is Eco-Friendly Tech. So here we can put our business name, Eco-Friendly Tech. We can increase font size so that it is more visible and clear. These ones, we can even delete them since we shall have more details at the bottom. So this, I can choose to delete. Even this, I can choose to delete. So this is my business, Eco-Friendly Tech. I can even add at least another tagline. So my tagline is join us for this sustainable workshop. So I can put this here, italicized, centered. Yes, so here we go. Then here I'm going to put details about our mission. So here I'm having introduction. The role of technology in our development has done good, but also it has also the bad things. So here is my heading, which I can center. I can change font size, font color, so something like that, bolded. Then this one we can replace with the images in our work. So if you didn't save the images, you can even open the Word document. For example, this Word document, you simply copy, for example, this, copy, you come here and paste. So bring it inside your work, somewhere there. So we are going to add more text, at least here on our page 1, we can have how technology is harming our environment as our next topic. So something like this, we are including it in our text, how technology is harming our environment. We can have even these ones up somewhere. We can change the design. So these we can move them above here, somewhere here. Then we can have more of this text. So this text, I want us to take it in portions. For example, how technology has harmed the environment. We can have this. We can have it here. Then have it in a certain color, bolded. We increase its font size. For example, this. Then from here we can have another text box. For example, here. And in this text box, we can finish our points. Then when we paste, we can work on our font sizes so that the font size is visible and more clear. So here is our font size. If it's too big, you reduce a bit, but something related to this nature. Then save changes, go to page 2. So on page 2, we can talk more about the impact or the solution, how best we can use our technology sustainable. So here we have our points. Then with this one, we can even delete. We shall add more images. How we can use technology to sustain. So we can have it more. So we have had at least a point. Then we can have more points distributed. Here we can have this point also taken somewhere here. So here we can have another image from our Word document. This is green computing. So here I insert my image, distribute it very well. We are going to increase font size. Increase the font size. Then this as well can be increased in font size. So something like this. Then this we can also increase font size. Bolded in that color. Centered. Same as this. Centered. Then from here we can at least have call to action, encouraging members to attend our workshop. So call to action, join our workshop. Join our workshop. So this is our call to action. It can be there. Join our workshop. Then for more information, here are our contacts. This one now we can put our contacts in this section. This was our Cabs eco-friendly tech. Contact Cabs eco-friendly tech. Can put this somewhere here. This one we can expand it. So how you are going to contact us? This is attend our workshop and the theme is this one. So we are going to have details here. Then date, this one, and our agenda is here. So this is our date. Okay, so attend our workshop, technology driven world. Okay, location, this, agenda, this. So we have almost finished to put our content. So this agenda of ours, we can have some bullets there. Then phone, we can put our phone, +2567756100762. Fax if you don't have, then email, say Kakuru Benard 5@gmail.com. So here is our email. You can even increase font size a bit so that everything is visible. We save changes. So with this kind of text of yours, you can put some at least designs. So this we can insert at least under text box, we can insert a drop cap. For example, that kind of drop cap. Then put some drop caps within your work. Even on page 2, choose where to put a drop cap. For example, here, go to text box, insert a drop cap so that your work is actually appealing. Then go to page design, background. You can put a background color. Also for page 1, you can choose a background. Okay, so we save changes. We are supposed to put at least headers and footers, so we go to insert headers and footers. So in the header, you can put your names, can put a footer, put your personal number, close the master page. So within this text of ours, we are including time. This is when it will happen, date, like that. So make sure that your publication is having whatever is needed. So when we go to file, print, make sure it is to 1 page per sheet. Then also here under letter, choose A4 so that it can be printed on an A4 page. Headers and footers should be visible. You must have a logo, the details, and all that it requires. So this is it all for publication. You remember that as you design this publication, we expect you to have fulfilled the following. So if I can open the scoring criteria here for item 2, we are looking at if you have used an appropriate application, that is now publisher for this item. We have included content. The content had a relevant message. We have included the title. We have included the date, contact information. We typed some work. Layout of the publication, it is organized because we have used the template and also used shapes to organize our content. Page setup, we have made it A4. We have also made it 1 page per sheet. Then we have included images, we have included some logos. Then font sizes, we were catering for them, background color, font color. Publication interface tools, we have used headers and footers, background colors. We have added a number of tools within our work. And it is finally a publication file. So what follows is you now to burn your work on CD. Burn this folder on the CD. So make sure you have a CD R recordable or you have a CD rewritable. So put your CD in the drive. You should be able to see that there is a notification. So here, when you insert your CD, put here the title, for example, Agaba Peter 0008. Or if your name is like Kakuru Benard 007, you find your personal number can't fit. So write one name and your personal number, Peter 007. You have inserted the CD. Please don't choose this option. Don't choose USB. Please choose CD rewritable because you have inserted the CD. Then you click next. When you click next, you can make your screen smaller. So make sure your screen is not too big. So we can adjust this window so that we are able to see this. Then we drag and drop. I'm saying drag and drop. We need to avoid copy and paste. For example, if I right click copy, you may find that because I have exam cyberphobia, I right click, instead of pasting, I click on paste shortcut. That is too bad. So please, it's better you drag and drop. It is saying file is ready to be written on the disk. So right click here and say burn to disk. So when you click burn to disk, that is your name and personal number. Click next. So your CD will be burnt. Use a permanent marker to write your name and personal number. So write there your names, Agaba Peter with a permanent marker and your personal number. After writing on your CD, put it in its jacket. And then after putting it in its jacket, you also put it with your hard copy, the one you printed. Make sure the two go hand in hand. So thank you very much. Continue subscribing to my YouTube channel, and as I talk, I'm releasing this other October paper 1 CABS ICT paper. This is what we shall be covering. This is item 1, this is for item 2, this is for item 3, this is for item 4, and item 5. So we are going to be looking at this paper 1 as we prepare for our paper 1 in the next few days. Continue subscribing and sharing this YouTube channel to your colleagues, these links to your colleagues. God bless.